Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Turn 3 Racing Network. As tonight we are here for the OP Racing Super Speedway Series as they tackle the big, bad, fast mamma jamma that we know as Talladega. And tonight is going to be a great night of racing. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is K.R. Stolfus, and on the mic with me here tonight is none other than my good buddy, Dave Worrell. How you doing out there tonight, Dave?
I'm doing pretty good, KR. Just waiting for qualifying to get underway and get some good racing action out there.
Well, you don't have to wait too much longer as the session is about to kick over into qualifying, and we are going to start lining these guys up for their 2 laps of going as fast as they can. Not necessarily the fastest they'll go all night, as this is Talladega. It is a plate race. Their qualifying speeds will be a lot slower than the race speeds. But qualifying is important here. We've seen a lot of guys try and qualify at the front, hang out at the front the entire race. We've seen guys find trouble in the middle of the pack, the front of the pack, the back of the pack. Tonight it's going to be no different. We're going to see some 3 wide racing here tonight, maybe even all night long.
Yeah, usually the McCullough boys do not disappoint with their 3 wide stints. They're known for taking it out there 3 wide at any given time. White Trash Racing boys, close points battle with them for the team points right now, so for them to probably make that known move to the outside.
Watching a few drivers as they get up along the wall to qualify. That is the 04 of Mark Mann. He's going to hug that wall for a few laps and then set his fastest lap right around that yellow line. Dave, who you watching?
I'm looking at the 12 of Tristan Walker just now heading out of pit road, coming around the apron right now, just to get up to speed and everything. Just going to take a nice joyride with him, see what he can get done out there tonight.
12 machine of Tristan Walker sporting a new paint job. Pretty sharp there for that vehicle. Chase Berry in the 11 machine out on track as well. Chase looking to pick up a win. Had a good shot at it last week. Coming to the end of the race, he was out front. Things just did not work out his way though, but Jay's showing he had some chops to run up front last week.
Yeah, the 51 of Travis Elliott coming off of turn 4 right now, I believe for his first timed lap. Looked like last week's winner, Aston Belvin, just kind of hanging out there at the end of pit road. I don't know, I guess he's taking some photos or something down there after last week's win at Daytona.
Got to look pretty for that social media. Aspen Belvin picking up his first win of the season last week. Great race for Aspen. Very quiet until the end. Then he decided it was time to go for it. Ends up being the first one across the finish line. And that's typically how you win a race.
Most of the time. Sometimes you just got to survive, though. But I guess you would go across the finish line first at that point, wouldn't you?
That you would. David Booth in the 77 right now on top of the speed charts. Falling to 4th place, but across the line he goes. Timing and scoring is going to update, and he has posted the 3rd quickest time for the evening. See if that will hold for him. Mark Mann in the 04 on top of the speed charts. Several other drivers starting to turn in their lap times. 15 of Alex Green up along the wall, getting that machine up to speed. He's going to cross the start finish line and move him to that inside lane. Trying to shorten the track up as much as possible. The 62 of Les Levy out there as well. Les running a KO Pectate car. Things were moving a little too fast for him. Decided to speed up a little. Well, Dave, qualifying kicking off here pretty quick. We're seeing some of our usual competitors rising to the top of the chart here. One driver that's in a little bit of a surprise is the 38 of Cody Leavitt, as he sits there in 8th place. Doesn't like to qualify typically, and when he does, it's a very slow lap, as if he wasn't even trying.
Yeah, some guys go out there and just kind of shake the car down a little bit. Be interesting to see if Cody Leavitt gets anything extra on his 2nd lap, or I believe he is done. But man that you got to watch out for. Rod Flag still hasn't unloaded and came out of pit road yet. Watch for him to come out and try to steal the pole like he has done, what, 6-7 times this season already?
Several poles this year. He is not yet rolled out on the pit roads. We'll wait and see if he does. Right now we're watching the 95 of James Mayer. James up along the wall. He is out on track. So is the 52 of Sean McCarrick. McCarrick finally getting up to speed as he rolls around the apron and now gets up on the track. He is just now starting his qualifying session.
As well as the 26 of Hunter Reynolds coming down the back stretch, just getting up to speed. So he's still going to have his full 2 laps to go. Up there hugging the wall already, trying to get it wound up.
Last week's race winner, the 84 of Aspen Belvin, rolling on to the backstretch to begin his qualifying session. We'll see if Aspen can go 2 in a row. Aspen way down in the points order. That win last week, though, a huge boost to him in the standings. He has got a lot of ground to make up. Gained 5 spots, but currently only good enough to be in 21st position.
And points are going to come into factor as we're 6 races away from when these guys begin to chase. So every point's going to matter. Wins like that going to go big time for him. So look for him to try to get another one. Get up there and pull even with Rod Flag for wins on the season with 2.
Rod Flag in the 23 machine rolling out on track. if he can secure another pole position. He's had the most poles out of anyone so far this season.
Only 21st for last week's winner, Aspen Belvin there, KR, so looks like he may be lacking a little bit of speed out there tonight.
Aspen Belvin only turning his first lap. No surprise that it was a very slow one. Now that he's down on that yellow line, see what kind of lap time he ends up with.
And that 26 of Hunter Reynolds puts it to the top of the board with his second lap, 52.247. So that was a pretty quick lap out there for that 2016.
Aspen in the 84 machine gonna jump up into 8th place, so a good qualifying time for the 84 of Aspen Belvin. Guys, as we like to do here, we're gonna step away, we're gonna play the national anthem, and then bring you the starting lineup for tonight's race.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as the drivers are starting to take to the starting grid here at Talladega Super Speedway Series, and that means it is time in our starting lineup for tonight. On pole, on the inside of row number 1, he's done it again, the 23 of Rod Flagg. On his outside, the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. Row number 2 going to be made up of Mark Mann in the 04 and Les Levy himself in the 62 machine. Row number 3 will be the 40 of Anthony English and the 28 of Derek Conley. Row 4 will be the 116 of Mike Schultz and the 52 of Sean McCarrick. Row 5 will be the 84 of Aspen Belvin and the 4 of Rick Sebrands.
Starting inside row number 6, the 02 of David Overstreet, followed by the 35 of Douglas Rice. Row 7, the 14 of Cody Eldred, and the 11 of Chase Berry. Row 8, the 38 of Cody Levitt, 77 of David Booth. Row number 9, the 51 of Travis Elliott, followed by the 95 of James Mayer. Row number 10, the 15 of Alex Green, and the 12 of Tristan Walker.
Row 11 will be the 7 of Josh Milam and the 10 machine of Robert Duvendak. Row 12 will be the 1 machine of, well, it's scored as Mark Vega, but Mark Vega is race control here tonight. So the 97 of Thomas Golden will be starting on the outside of row number 12. Row 13 will be the 2 machine of David McCullough and the 32 of Mark Dingman. Row 14 will be the 82 of Daniel Harrington and the 07 of Scott Bellum. And row 15, bringing up tail end of this field, stepping out of race control and onto the track, none other than the 24 machine piloted by Will Weber. That makes our starting lineup here tonight.
And Rod Flag, once again, as you said, last minute, steals another pole. Gonna start front row inside, lead a few laps. So, see if that outside line, KR, you think, I'm gonna say 3 laps and we got some 3 wide action. What do you say?
Maybe 3 feet. I give it 3 feet.
I hope so. That's gonna be entertaining and exciting. Or at least for me in the booth, it will be.
Yeah, it'll be good. Good night. Drivers side by side for only a 1 warm-up lap, but then they will spend a lot of the race this way. This race being broke up in 3 stages. Stage number 1 going to end when they cross the start-finish line at lap 20. Stage 2 ending at lap 40. And then it is a shootout to the end of our scheduled distance, 94 laps, the planned distance here tonight. Don't forget, we have 2 attempts at a green-white checkered. Rod Flag leading this field. Right behind Rod Flag is the 04 of Mark Mann. Mark Mann knows how to push, and Rod Flag jumping early. Good start for the 23 and the 04. They are already trying to chug ahead of the 26, Hunter Reynolds. Down into turn number 1 they go. Both cars are clear of that outside lane, but they are staying nose to tail here. Anthony English in the 40 pulling alongside the 26 of Hunter Reynolds. That outside lane just got caught napping, and it is showing down the backstretch.
They sure did on that restart. Rod Flag just nailed it. Him and Mark Mann took off, bringing that inside line with him. Rick Seabrands in the 4, seeing the gap created, jumped down there to the bottom lane. Outside slowly starting to creep back up towards the front as we work our way off of turn 4 for the second time here, coming to lap 2.
Rod Flag in the 23 machine, staying on that bottom lane, and he is going to lead our first lap of the race. But Hunter Reynolds in the 26, having to take an entire lap to close the gap that was created on the start, now starts to pull alongside the 04 of Mark Mann.
Another familiar face up there at the front, the 40 of Anthony English being shown in the 5th position right now. I believe he may be the second car out there in that outside line there, KR. Can't quite make out the number. No, that's Les Levy out there. Second car on the outside row.
The 62 of Les Levy sporting the KO Pectate paint scheme this week. He is now looking to the outside, going to dive back in, maybe just taking a peek, making the 26 a little nervous, thinking about when that 3 wide action is going to be coming and challenging for the race lead. Meanwhile, though, everyone's still running side by side. We haven't seen anyone step out and try a 3rd lane. Very calm opening laps here at Talladega.
And it looks like our entire field is still all but bunched up here together, so Everybody's staying with it from the start. It looks like he's slowly getting that 3 wide action here coming to lap 4. Hey, I was right on that lap 30.
The 11 and the 14 stepping out, getting that third lane action going on. Chase Swery and Cody Eldred, they are trying to motor past everyone else. 2 cars versus the rest of the field. They are starting to gain some ground, but it is taking them a little bit here through the corner as they lose a touch of momentum.
As we've seen time and time again, though, KR, that outside lane will work. The McCullough guys there at White Trash Racing, they're known for making it work with 2 and only 3 cars. So I got a feeling Chase Berry in that outside lane, now that there's 3 of them, is going to make up some ground here in the next 1 or 2 laps.
Hunter Reynolds in the 26, now leading for the first time in front of the 23 of Rod Flagg. Reynolds coming to complete the lap. He scored 1 bonus point for leading a lap, and he is going to get it done. These 2 very tough competitors to get around once they get out front.
And amazingly, it looks like that outside line's kind of stalling out since the middle lane's jumping inside, outside. Now it looks like Hunter Reynolds going to that 3rd lane, go around Rod Flagg. If he jumps back to the middle, he does 3 wide for the lead through 3 and 4.
Derek Conley jumping out to that outside lane. Now we got 4 cars working 3 wide. Hunter Reynolds still hanging on to the bottom lane. Les Levy leading the charge in the middle. 3 wide to the line they go. Les Levy in the 62 with a good charge. A good push by Rod Flagg, who now is going to move underneath. And Rod Flagg back to the top spot, but not before Les Levy was credited with a lap lead.
And what a great move that was by Rod Flagg to give Les Levy that push enough so he could clear and get to the bottom lane before Les was able to make any kind of block and stop that. But here we are once again, turns 3 and 4, 3 wide for the lead again.
And already looks like some drivers starting to hit pit road. Our window is open for pit stops here. We'll try and get some of these drivers into our camera here, as it looks like we have the 04, the 40, and the 4, along with the 95 and the 10. So 5 drivers hitting pit road as soon as that window opened. We got 1 driver rolling off. That is Ken McCullough Jr. in the 89, as he is just now starting his race here. Glad to see Ken could make it. He was a little late, but man, thank you so much for running out there on the track, even though you do find yourself 5 laps down. We like to see that no quit, no give up attitude, and Ken McCullough starting to show that here tonight.
And with a stage, at least 2 stages, you've got an opportunity to get at 1, possibly 2, maybe more if we have a few more cautions, salt and pepper throughout the race. So as long as he sticks it out, should make up some laps. Still 3 wide, 2 wide up there in the top 10, all over each other still.
The 4 machine of Rick Sebrands is in danger. He hit pit road with everybody, but he took 4 tires, and everyone in front of him took 2. So that is going to set him back here. He's going to be one of the first victims swallowed up by this field. Mark Mann in the 04 already gone and passed, or has already been passed by the field. He finds himself now 1 lap down. I believe the 04 of Mann had a speeding penalty and had to serve a little bit of time on pit road.
And when things like that happen, you know, you can't get as mad at yourself coming from Daytona. So getting it wound up at different times, but glad it happened early, be able to recover from it, have the whole race, long race here tonight, 94 laps for these guys. Rick Sebrands moving out of the way for you lead pack to go by on the inside. Still 2 by 2, all the way back to 6th place.
Sebring's falling in line in the 4. He is now the first car 1 lap down. He is going to be in a battle with Mark Mann here for that first car 1 lap down position. However, both these cars piloted by talented drivers, very capable of making their way to the front. There's nothing against the rules saying that these guys cannot make their way to the front to get a lap back. However, they do have to tread very carefully and try and not create an incident. If they did, it would cause two things. One, it'd make the field really mad at them, and two, it would negate their opportunity to be the first car or the free pass car.
And I keep watching here, and it looks like that outside lane, that third lane, keeps trying to form, and they lose little ground. Pit stops once again from a couple of other drivers.
That is the 84 of Aspen.
There you go. Still close side-by-side action for the lead. Broad flag. Les Levy getting a push from the 77 of David Booth out there on the outside. Let's see who crosses the line first this time by. I believe Rod Flag's going to get the momentum back on the bottom. He does score as your leader yet again, leading now his 8th lap for the night.
Working with some internet issues here, guys. Hopefully this will smooth out. Had to get a new modem over the weekend, hoping that would fix some of my issues, but it has not. Seems I have my complaints to my internet service provider are falling on deaf ears.
They usually do. Once you sign up, they kind of forget about who you are. And Cody Eldred in the 14 trying to make that outside work all by himself. Got all the way up to the rear bumper of Les Levy out there on that third lane. Then stalled out, had to come back behind the 2 of David McCullough Jr. back there in that second lane. Now just side-by-side racing action from second on back. Rod Flag still your leader.
Les Levy trying to find a way to the front by using that outer lane. Pulling alongside the 23 of Flag here. He's got the 77 of David Booth right behind him. Teammates running there 1 and 2 in that outer lane. Both of them from the Last Lap Motorsports. Then they have the 2 of David McCullough working with them. And the 14 of Cody Eldred.
I wonder where Rick Sebring is actually going to shake out through all this, still being scored a lap down. So is Mark Mann. And we still got green flag pit stops from this group. Up here, up front, Rod Flag and Les Levy leading the charge. So long time to figure out how this is going to shake itself out for us here, KR.
Now 4 cars running in the outside lane. Everyone trying to work down to the bottom as we're going to see the next round of green flag pit stops start to shape up.
I'm not sure my timing and scoring is right, but it looks like we've only got 23 cars still on the lead lap. I'm not quite sure if that's right. It looks like Anthony English, David Overstreet, Sean McCarrick all went down a lap when they pitted. So, not sure if my scoring's right or not. Les Levy in that 62, followed by the 77 of David Booth, the 2 of David McCullough, all staying out on track while Rod Flagg and a host of other leaders decided to pit that time by. They're still working single file. Looks like David McCullough is going to bring a group down with him. Les Levy, David Booth, all stay out on the track. Will Weber out there as well. Cody Eldritch actually on pit road, so only 4 cars still left to pull their pit stops.
Down the backstretch, the 62 7 trying to get through this to their pit stall. We are trying to get through this internet.